What's up everyone? We're back for the end of Q1 review. Today I'm going to be discussing where I stand with everything, where I'm at with payouts versus challenges, my total profit, my overall risk to reward for this quarter, am I aligning with my 2025 goals? Now I did a video at the end of 2024 actually describing exactly how I wanted this year to go. So I'm trying to reflect upon, am I aligning with that or am I behind, am I ahead? And really just get to grips of how I can go into the next quarter the best way possible. I know there's a lot of traders that are not sure where to stand with how they collect all their information to help them gauge where they are. And I hope this does shed some light on how to do it for yourself. I'm not going to be discussing any trades. This is purely off the basis of results. Now, we're not at the end of Q1. There's a couple of trading days left. I'm not really expecting to trade until the end of the quarter now. So we're probably done for the month. And we can see an overview of how we wrapped up. So as a whole, the quarter did end up profitable. We're up 5.16R. Now, really, we're going to go to how that aligned with my current yearly goal of 50R. We're slightly behind. It didn't help we had 2 losing months. So I want to go into January and discuss where I think I went wrong in there. A little bit trigger happy, not trading for 3 or 4 weeks. I obviously wanted to capitalize on what I believed there was to be some good moves. I look back at 2 or 3 moves, definitely 2 of them, and I would say shouldn't have traded that. And it reflects upon the win rate. My win rate shouldn't be this low for the quarter, and I think that's something I really do need to improve on. And sometimes it's hard to know how much is down to chance and how much is down to just, you messing up. So really I look back and I say, you know what? Some loss here. I had a small loss, which helped the overall RB -2. I'm not disappointed with the -2R month in itself. It's just the way that ended up happening. I feel like it could have been executed a little bit better. But that's the important point, is when you write out your monthly results, you can see, how did I go into next quarter? What did I do? Well, I didn't lose. There was clearly some kind of edge that became apparent that wasn't there as much in January, that obviously the strategy started working better. And that was always more likely to happen the more you go into a losing streak. And I think that's what I want to really reiterate, is that my mindset is the more losses I take, the more I believe the next trade will win. And for me, that helps my psychology. Likewise, the more I win, it's not to say I won't keep trading, because I do expect every trade to have its own probability, but I would win 3, 4, 5 in a row, and I'd be like, you know what? Maybe there is a higher chance the next trade will lose. And you can see here from February, I played it really well. I think there was some good price action. I'm better on the higher time frame ranges rather than when price is trending considerably fast. And we saw a nice 10-hour month. So I had my worst month since trading from May last year that I've tracked here. And then I had my best month. And then I've come into March. I had an even worse month than January. So it has been a wild first quarter for sure. I look back at overall the month here, and I don't think I've done anything necessarily wrong. In my strategy, there was no clear setups the whole month. The reason why we saw EU and GU push considerably, 500 pips the first 2 or 3 days in the month. This completely skews where price is, how much we need to move for the rest of the month. And if the move plays out in a few days, and that was my monthly target, then it's been hit. And I know that there's obviously going to be other opportunities. I've talked about in my weekly reviews. I'm looking at improving upon maybe getting in on moves that aren't necessarily part of the strategy in itself, but ways to improve the strategy over time. So I've set up a few nice moves in March that would have played out, but obviously not taken based on that. And we can see here, took 3 L's after winning 4 in a row. Okay, yeah, so what's the overall quarter looking like? We've had 5 wins, 1 break even, and I believe 10 losses. So my win rate, you could look at it as 33% or 30% if you include the break even. I would say I wanted a 50% win rate for this quarter, and I will be looking to get at least a 50% win rate into next quarter. So I really want to improve on the losses, and it's just been a bit more at it with understanding, am I really looking to take this? Is there stuff not aligning? And maybe, yeah, I'm still sure probabilities will play out. I am 100% certain I'll have a better quarter next year if I stick to what I'm doing. And I'm overall happy to be in profit. And the reason why I especially wanted to show this was because of the capital I have with funding. I have made a decent amount of money, not loads, but more than I ever have in a previous quarter through trading consistently. So yeah, month for month doesn't look the best. Have I thrown my toys out the pram? Definitely not. Have I also made some money? Yes, I have made money. So before anyone wants to judge the performance, I'm probably in the top 5% of funded traders at the minute through the quarter. I haven't blown my accounts. Yeah, I'm a little bit of drawdown right now as it stands. But as a whole, I've had 4 or 5 payouts. And we're going to go to that in a minute. But there's a result that you can see. So how is this aligning with my goals? So the goals I had here for end of Q1 at least were 400k FTMO, which I'm still in phase 1 on my other 200k. So I only have 200 on that. We passed the fivers. So we actually passed 100k during this quarter as well. I'm currently sitting on 2 100k challenges with Funded Next and Think Capital. So my goal was by the end of the year to max out on both of them. I will now be scrapping Funded Next. I will do the 100k if I pass, but really at that point I'm looking at being done, and I'm really just going to focus on Think Capital now. And then once I'm max allocated on that and FTMO, I'm kind of set with about 800k capital, which is very, very good. And what I wanted to show here back from last year was if I could acquire that 500k's worth of capital, because that was my goal in Q1, I think, because I've written it on my board. 500k of capital, I was working out to do 2, 3, 4, 5% a month. You could see there pre-tax what I'd be looking at. Where I can look to change this now is I can put 300k and I can work out with the current capital I have how much I can make by doing 2, 3, 4, 5% a month. Some of you traders might not be as worried about how much am I going to make statistically. But as a whole, I'm very analytical and I like to look at tables and understand where I can be. Helps me visualize and in that way improve that I don't need to make 10% every month. So seeing that is good. And you can see there, obviously that is pre-tax, but you know, at 300k, I can still make some good money going into the next quarter. And if we look at the other things here, these were for the year. So I wanted to have a 4R average per month, which would give me 12R up to this point. I'm not hitting that. I wasn't even halfway. Next quarter could be 4 times as good though, couldn't it? So it could just average itself out. So at least I'm in profit. I've looking at growing my YouTube up, obviously 5k by the end of the year. We're doing well. We're pushing on past 1k now. But really, these goals will hit themselves. I want to, obviously, by the end of May, prove that I had a year of consistent profitability, which means by month-on-month average or quarter-on-quarter average, I am seeing profit on profit. That would in itself show that I've not had a massive psychological break in a whole year, which is what you need to be as a funded and consistent trader, really. You need both. So they're my goals there. And then we're going to look on to now the prop firms. I've got a little table here. I currently keep a log and track of the challenges that I've done. So I started FTMO swing halfway through Jan. I paid that much for it. I'm currently 1.5% up. I bought that on the 14th of Jan, passed phase 1, got banned. So obviously not going to make back that £330. Bye-bye CTI. Funded Next and Think Capital, I picked up throughout halfway through the quarter. I'm currently down on both at the minute. We're seeing how we go with them. So really here I can keep track of how much I've spent over the year. Currently from what I've already spent, for me to pass these 2, for example, and then look for 2 more Think Capitals, you can see I'm looking at spending another £1,200. If I pass all without failing any, it will mean I will only have to spend another £1,200, which is about $1,500, to be 800k funded, or 700k funded, or whatever it is. I think it's 800k. If you include Funded Next, 100k, which is crazy because what you can do with 800k capital is a lot. I'm going to go to just adding up here. What is the total of all of these? So you can see this year, if we take away this from this, you're looking at about 2,200 that I've put into challenges this year. So I'm currently at a point which I haven't received refunds. So of course at the minute I'm down 2.2k. So we can even do, so let's do this formula. We're going to do this and then we're going to take away this. So we can see that 2.2. The 2.1, we can see that as we come on in a minute to the actual payouts versus where we're at with the challenges, you can see how much I've actually made profit. So really what I wanted to show here is you can see that's the total 3.3k will be the total cost, including 2 that I haven't purchased yet. 1.2k is what I'm left to purchase if I pass these, all of these. And then 2,000 is currently what I've put in at this point. And we're going to compare that to the profit to see how much I'm up. I've just got the funded tally there as well to see how my funded accounts are doing, so I know. Instead of clicking on all different ones, I can just see here from the spreadsheet and update that every time we get a trade. Now we go on to payouts. I'm going to show you guys the payout certificate and then the profit. So we have first payout of FTMO, start of the year, quarter win to start the year. So practically gave me a payout on FTMO, and that's what helped me pass the fivers. So we got $1,000. We can see out here, $1,200. That equals £1,000. Obviously, I'm in the UK, so I'm going to translate that. Fivers. We then got a second. I think it's the second of March. That's in the wrong way. But yeah, the 2nd of March one here, $2,000. We can see that there, £1,588. FTMO, 18th of February. We got 2 payouts from 2 100Ks. It's about $1,500, and then £1,100 that ended up being. I'm sure that looks a bit skewed to me. Maybe that's right. Just gonna leave it as is. Then we've got the last fivers, which was actually the earlier one, which was here, 19th of February. We had 1,337. So total payouts this year, because I've only passed the account due January, $3,300. Obviously, FTMO at the minute, I've not quite hit 5k with them yet. So the total profit, if we add up all of that, is 4.8. So that's 4.8. That's obviously not included refunds. So if we were to compare, if we were to now add up the total profit minus the challenges that I've put in, 2,600. Okay, where is that standing? So that's standing with me at 300k, roughly 300k allocation in a quarter at 2,600 profit. So here, what am I showing you? I'm showing you that the journey is not get one account, a 100k account, or get a 200k account and suddenly be a baller, out of control, buying Rolexes and all this. The reality is, if you're going to make small, consistent gains, and I'm known for a fact that what I've done in a quarter, some people can do every single month. It hasn't been the best for me, but even still, I want to show you that I have made profit, and there is stuff to improve on. But this profit here is obviously overshadowed by the fact I'm still pumping money into challenges. So the way I look at it in a business perspective is reinvesting into the business is what you've got to do for a period of time, where you're going to have to sacrifice earning more money. You're going to have to take the long route. In the end, it'll be worth it, because there will become a point, maybe at the end of this year, Q3, Q4, I'm no longer putting money into challenges, and I'm purely stacking up the profit from the funded accounts. And there you go. There's no more challenges to be purchased. But the minute the payouts aren't massive, and I'm also putting money into challenges. So you can see there, this year, we've already put 2,000 into challenges, 2.5 grand. So or 2 grand, for example, here, 2.1. We're already pumping money still back in, half the money I've made back into the business. You know, I'm growing a live account. So by the time I've done both of them, I've got no money left to even buy anything nice. And that's the way I have been doing it, to be honest. And that's just the way that it's going to have to be for the next 6 months until I get enough capital. So there you go. Always think about reinvesting. Always have money there for challenges in case you fail. Because I also don't want to be on here saying that you should be passing every single challenge that you do. Whether you are a profitable trader or not, a challenge is a challenge. It's there to be passed or failed. I have previously last year, I did fail one of the accounts that I took out of all of these. And you can see there I've discussed what happened here with payouts and stuff. Last year, I ended up down. So already, from the past 3 months, I've turned it from a negative into a profit. So we need to grow, we need to improve, definitely. That's the goal. But it feels good to come on here and show you guys that I'm not on track perfectly aligning with where I should be at the end of Q1. But there is no negatives to really take, because I have made profit and I've made some money. I've put more money into challenges that I'm currently taking, which in a way, if you're looking at it from the perspective of you have a job, you pay your bills in a job, you make profit on a funded account, you put it into a challenge. All these challenges currently are free because I made it from profit on the funded account. Therefore, I don't need to worry about using the money that I earn for work into more challenges. That money's there to be enjoyed. So yeah, I say I haven't enjoyed money from what I've made in the funding, but I have, been able to have more money than I previously would when I was put into challenges when I wasn't making money on the funded account. And you can see this figure here is what I've made from prop firms. Because I'm only working part-time, I'm currently aligning my income. They're both about level. So really now I'm looking to push on and make double what I've made during my work. And then that's where you start to build up. Can I now start to reduce my hours? Can I look to put things in place to help myself going forward? But yeah, crucial video for me and you to help you understand how you can do this as well. And really don't have to look everything on a month-to-month basis. Like I'm here to prove that I'm not the best trader in the world. I've got so many flaws. I'm always looking to improve. I've only got something to prove to myself. I have nothing to prove to any of you guys. This is purely for me to help some of you guys and also make myself reflect. But if we can go into Q2 and we can have exactly what happened Q1, how I can improve, what things do I want to do more, what things I want to do less, then we're going to end the whole year in a very good position. And I wish you guys obviously come there with me on this journey and we can get through it. But yeah, guys, I'll see you at the end of the week for the weekly review. Take care. See you in the next one. Peace.